Hello, there were some questions on the sketch assignment, so I wanted to quickly walk through the process of making it to kind of help any of those who might have got stuck. So the first thing you want to do is make a sketch plane. So you can hover the front plane here, right click, make a new sketch, and then you can use the NP, which will make it view normal, or you can right click and view normal. Then you can also make these things go away by either clicking on the eyeballs or by clicking the P, and that'll toggle between showing the planes and not showing the planes. So we want to hide those so they're not in the way. The next thing we want to do is we're going to make a rectangular box. So you just kind of throw this box on here, make sure that you line up with that. Then this button here is your constraints, so you want to grab your constraints midpoint. So click on the line, click on the dot, and it'll make sure that this line is now halfway between. After that, we want to draw in some extra pieces. So let's draw on our arc. So our arc tool is right here. There's different types of arcs. We're going to use a 3-point arc. So you start your arc, you end your arc, you drag it down, and eventually it's going to snap. That orange thing will turn up, and then you have this tangent constraint. And so say you didn't do that correctly. Say you didn't make it tangent initially. Say you just put it here, and you quickly just put it right there. Then you can always grab the tangent constraint, tangent, and say this line and this line have to be tangent. It'll automatically make them tangent. You can do the same thing with these, although it should automatically do that. Then we need to quickly throw together a set of lines up here. I missed a line, so I'll have to add that in a second. There's this other line here that we need to make, and we need to make a construction line. So you can make a construction line by toggling this on or off. What this will do is make it dashed. And then I'm just going to hit escape to stop drawing. We want to make sure that this line is halfway between. So actually I'm going to make this and that coincident. Coincident just means the dot will lie on the line. It'll look a little prettier. And then I also want to make sure that that dot is the midpoint of this line, and that'll help us get this thing to balance. Alright. The next step is to add a circle and also to toggle some other construction lines. So you need to make sure that you uncheck this so that you are now just selecting lines. So I want to select this. I'm going to hit Shift and also select this and turn these both into construction lines. So you can toggle things back and forth between construction and non-construction. I want to draw a circle. So I'm going to grab my circle here. There's multiple types of circles, but the most common is the center point. So this circle is going to share the center point. You click, just drag it out. It doesn't matter how big it is right now because we're going to size everything here in a second. After that, we're going to draw 3 more lines. So we'll click on our line tool. And we're just going to go click on the circle, go up, over, make sure that it is perpendicular, come back down to the circle, make sure it's orange, and hit escape to stop drawing. So now I've drawn my rough shape, and now we're going to constrain it into shape. Oh, wait. I need to make sure these are equal. So constraints equal, so this line and this line, make them equal. What that'll do is it'll balance it on this circle. Alright, so now we can put in some constraints. So before you do that, make sure your workspace units are in inches. That should have already been done. If you ever click out of your sketch, you can just double click on sketch over here. It'll bring it back up so that you can work on it. This is our dimension tool. So this is where some of you had some issues. So click on your dimension tool, and let's just start over here. So we're going to click on the top of this dot right here. It's going to give me a dimension. This dimension should be 1.25 inches. And then I'm going to click on this dot and this dot, drag it up and come over a little bit. This should be 0.75 inches. Same thing, so you can always click on lines too, but dots are a little more safe because they will ensure that you're getting what you want. This one should be 3.75, and it will start to come into shape for us naturally. The next 2 pieces are radiuses and diameters. So if I click down here, I should have a radius of 2 inches here, and if I click over here, I should have a diameter of 2 inches. And this is actually positioned up here, so you can always reposition all this stuff and make it look nice. So as you get in, you can also use this cube here, and you can do things like zoom to fit. So zoom to fit so that it more fits into the screen. And so you can see how our lines are now turning black. That means that these are fully constrained lines and I can't do anything with them. I have one set of lines up here that's blue, so if I click on this, you can see that I was still allowed to change the width of this line. So this is not fully constrained because it's blue. If you get a red line, it means you've added too many constraints and they can't solve them, they can't do them all. So the last thing you need to do, and this was the hardest one, was add this angle between this blue line and this piece up here. So what I found is easier to do is click on your blue line. You're gonna get a dimension initially. Come up here and click on this line. It's going to pop out this, and you can drag it over here. That should hopefully help you with that. So I'll do that again just one more time. So again, click on this line, then come up here, click on this line, and there you go. Make this 45 degrees, and that should finish out your shape. So let's just check. We got 45 degrees. Oops, this should be 3.5. So the beautiful thing about this is it's really easy to edit our thing if we make a mistake. Boom, 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 boom. All right, everything is there. Then you should be able to finish your drawing. You just hit the checkbox, click on your area, and then this is in the way, but underneath of this, there'll be an area down here below this. And hopefully yours is correct. If you have any questions, feel free to contact me.